All right. Welcome back, guys, to week 9. Our week 9 of our PMC League Challenge. Guys, we are winding down to the final stretch. It has been a long, winding road. At this current moment, we are 2-6. But as I told you last week, we down, we not out. First and foremost, before I go any further, first thing I'm going to tell you is, guys, this is your favorite coach of the Shimmy Johnson. It's a personal request. Like and follow, or like and subscribe to all the people involved in the PMC. The coaches, the analysts, everybody's putting in a ton of content, which you guys are going to love. And if you love the PMC, and you loving how we doing it, hit that like button. Also hit the bell next to it, right under it. It really helps. That way you'll be notified whenever a new video comes up, whenever one of your favorite coaches puts something up, like myself, or whether an analyst puts something up that involves your coach. And on top of that, hit the like button. I'm sorry, I didn't say drink. But remember, hit the like button. It really does help, guys. We can put out tons of video, but if you're not hitting that like button, it does us no justice. It does us a huge favor. It shows us what you like, what you don't like, what you may not like. So hit that like button, even when you just come to look at the video. As my good friend The Verge said, just hit it. It will help us out. Or I think it was Sharpino. I'm sorry if I got it mixed up. Sharpino definitely said it. But it does a huge favor for us as your coaches and PokeTubers. And if you don't like the video, and you decide to leave off the video, and I'm sorry for that alarm going off, you guys at least will know, I like the video, I helped them out. And if you don't like it, hit the dislike button. I mean, that's the worst thing you can do. Let us know. It helps us out. But anyways, let's get going. Before I can say anything or any further, I'm sorry this is going up so late. You guys are probably seeing this Wednesday, and I did the battle late Tuesday night. It's just been a horrible scheduling conflict with Marcos, but nonetheless, let's get into this. He brought Rotom Wash, Mega Venusaur, Crobat, Gramble, Hydreigon, and Steelix, all which I believe are pretty much his checks for my team. Unfortunately, I've seen him battle in this league, and I battled him in my other league that I was involved in the UPC, so I pretty much am aware of his battling style a little bit for league format, so it gave me a little bit of advantage. So I decided to bring Donphan back out, Goodra the God, Azumarill, our Mega Charizard X, Exploud, and Jolteon, our Jolt. Now, as you are probably wondering, you haven't seen a lot of Exploud. I think he's been in like one battle prior to this, but this battle, yeah, let's get into it so you guys can see it. Here we go. I got so much stuff coming for you guys, and I really hope you guys enjoy. So does Misty, so I just want to throw that out there while this battle is loading up. Now, he starts the battle off with his Steelix. I didn't expect that, but I just was like, I thought he would go for a hyper offensive. So I decided to go ahead and play a little defensive, and I just started to go ahead and get things off with using Stealth Rocks. Luckily for me, he did the switch in, and it gave me the benefit of the doubt, able to get the rocks up perfectly. And these rocks put in the finest of finest work. So at this time, I decided to go ahead and get, Donphan out there, get Goodra in, because he's my check for this Mega Venue. I've learned my lesson with Mega Venusaur from this league, and I've learned that I'm not going to be intimidated by him. So I brought in my Sap Sipping Goodra. He goes for the lead seed, Sap Sipping activates. Goodra gets boss status right there. Marcos, he notices that and he's like, let me get out of here. Sadly enough, though, at this point, we're in. Stones are going into his Spurge. The attack boost we just got, we just lost. So it's about a neutral attack, really, at this point. So, we're able to get the physical Earthquake off, gets him about to half-life, a little bit above half-life, and we decide to go into Exploud. Now, at this point, he goes for the Play Rough, and it misses, which would have done damage to us, but we could have taken another one. And we get the Boom Burst off, getting the kill. Clean kill at that. That was great. So at this point, Hydreigon comes on the field. I looked at the battle and I was like, I can't do anything to this. Let me get out of here. He goes for the Draco, and Azu just sits through it like, what? This is nothing. So he finally decides to switch out again. He goes into Wash Your Hands. Wash Your Hands hits the field. Stone's going to him, and he's got to take this Play Rough. Kills him instantly. And Azumarill is just sitting there pretty with one of the second kill of the match. Now we go into Crobat, and I was like, you know what? We're not beating that. We are not going to beat that. He's poison, but he goes for the Nasty Plot. And I'm like, okay, so he's a special Crobat. It threw me off. It threw me off. I didn't know what real route to head with this. And he kills me. Kills me quick. Kills me quick. Killed him. And I was like, alright, you know, we got to take it. So Jolt comes out. He sees Jolteon and he's like, I gotta go. And I'm like, alright, we have him on the run. But we go for the T-Bolt. The T-Bolt apparently is not gonna hurt him. You know, there's no sprinkler system like when Ash was fighting Brock to help us, so we gotta just kind of make the best of it, right? So he sets up his rocks. Now, at this point, I figured he's either gonna blow up or he's gonna stay in and fight. Luckily for us, he stood in and fight and he didn't blow up yet, because I was looking for that blow up. He goes for the Stone Edge. It does a little damage, not much, you know. We're defensive enough to take it, and it was a crit, so we eat it, no problem. Now I knew at this point he was gonna get him out of there and save him for later as a sacrifice. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna clean this field up for us. I'm gonna make it a lot better for us. He goes into, you know, Mega Venue, takes a good chunk of damage, about 10%. And we're like, let's get these rocks off the field. So we spin them out. Get the rocks off the field. Now, I know he's going to go for something. And I'm like, you know, we might be able to kill him. So let's go ahead and try to set things up. So we switch and go back into the one, the only Zard X. Now, he activates Hidden Power, which, at this point in the battle, I couldn't tell what it really was. I knew it wasn't ice, because if it was ice, it'd be super effective. So at this point I knew it was Hidden Power Dragon, because he was probably using him as a check for Goodra. So we go for the Flare Blitz just to gauge to see how much damage it can do. And it does a clean amount of damage. I mean, it almost kills. Almost kills. He goes for the Elite Sea, and I'm like, okay, well, we can probably go ahead and take him out at this point. We probably can. Even with him getting a little bit of life back from the Elite Sea, we can probably take him out. And I knew at this point Zard X was somebody I needed to keep around for the long haul. But he switches out because he doesn't want to take that damage. And he goes into Hydreigon. The Hydreigon takes stone damage, and we go for the Flare Blitz. We hit him with it, even though he resisted, it still does a good chunk of damage. And more importantly, we get the burn. We get the burn, which is pretty much solidifying this. So he's going to go ahead and get a little life back from the Elite Sea, putting us in a dangerously low level. But I knew he was going to outspeed us. So I was like, there's no point in us even trying to stay around. At this point, we're going to go ahead, tag out. So we tag out, and we go into Azumarill. Whatever he's going to do, Azumarill is going to be able to eat, no sweat. And he goes for the U-turn, revealing the U-turn, which kind of threw me like a curveball. I didn't know what to expect of it. But, you know, it's neither here nor there at this point. So he goes into Crobat. Crobat takes a good chunk of damage. I look and I'm like, you know what? We might be able to kill from this point with Aqua Jet, and we do. It was good. It was a bet. I took it and it was good. Now at this point he comes out and I'm like, maybe we can get the same thing going. But we didn't. He goes for the Synthesis and gets a life back, which it was going to happen one way or another. At least we kept the damage to a minimum at this point. At this point, we're winding down to the conclusion of the match. You know, we've had 3 Mons on his side of the team gone, 1 on my side. And at this point, we really got to go ahead and figure something out to make, to just get this battle. You know, I mean, it's the 21st turn. He's beginning the heal frenzy. I know he can't keep it up too much longer, even if he with a PP maxed up, you know, Venue. There's no way he can keep it up and deal with the onslaught that I have prepared for him. So my best guess, my best thought is, you know what? Let's try something else out. I'm like, we gotta figure something out here. We go for the EQ, seeing how much damage it's gonna do really at this point. And I know this is not a lot. Meanwhile, he's got, hidden power dragon, and we're taking more and more damage. So I was like, you know what? Let's not go ahead and keep trying. We're gonna try get as much damage in as we could, force him to switch out, but it just wasn't happening. So we switched out, and we went into the Donphan. And at this point, I knew I had to take a loss to get a win. To get this win, I basically figured if I sack out Donphan, who is, the lesser of two evils, I can get this win. So that became my goal at this point. Sack out Donphan, do as much damage as physically possible to this Mega Venue, and get the win. So that's what we go for at this point. And we're winding down to the end. Mega Venue's taken a lot of damage, but it's also recovered a lot. And I know that his recovery move Slet is getting limited. He falls for my bait at this point and kills him. Kills my Donphan, allowing me my free switch in. We get Megazard in, and he runs, giving us the free roost. And it's beautiful. My plan's coming together perfectly fine. So we get the roost off. He dies to the burn. Dies to the burn. The burn that we inflicted earlier. And the Mega Venue comes out. Excuse me. And he's like, no, I gotta save him. And he switches into Steelix, who I knew he was going to try to self-destruct. So, with the two mon he got left, fire's going to hurt either one of them. And I knew he wasn't going to live the Flare Blitz. There was no way he was living the Flare Blitz. No physical way. So he goes down to the Flare Blitz. Everything's going according to plan. We're loving it. We go for the Flare Blitz again. It does a good chunk of damage. At this point, there's not much he can do. It's over. It's over. The battle's over. He synthesis up to try to, get a good chunk of life back, but at this point, I knew we can kill. I knew we could kill. No problem. And we get the kill. We get the kill. But in the same explosion, we die too. Due to fatigue. So I mean, all in all, a good match and a good way for us to start our win streak back up. It's lovely. It's lovely, guys. And as I told you, we're down, we're not out. We got one win down. This week we gotta fight Misty, so it's what everybody in the PMC has been calling the Big Marito dispute. And we're gonna do that this week, so be on the lookout for that. Again, guys, hit that like button, hit the bell. Let me know what you think, guys. You like it, you love it, you hate it, you want it, you need it, all of that. And again, this is your favorite coach of the Shinryu Pikachus, the Shinryu Johan. And guys, I'll catch you around. Alright? Peace.